going.
We live. We live.
All right. We are here, everyone, moment by moment, episode 15, covering Hustlin Show Series 2. We got a great guest with us today, and the usuals. We got Treaticus himself.
What up?
We got Mr. 3Ball34. And you know him on Twitter as Davy C3, the man, the myth, the Kiwi legend here. Welcome, Davy. Glad to have you,
Davy.
Thanks for having me.
Davy.
Woo, you even got a Kiwi shirt on? What is that, New Zealand shirt?
Oh, wrong way.
I love that.
Let's
That's
go.
awesome.
Rapping.
That's awesome.
Representing Kiwi Hoopers all
There we
over the
go.
world.
There we go. Hey, I love seeing your boy Steven Adams. Got to see him a few times thanks to Top Shot in that Grizzly uniform. It's nice.
Yeah.
Dude's a
Different.
beast.
He is a beast.
One of the most wonderful human being I ever met. No joke.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Tell us
Great
about
dude.
that. When did you meet him?
Cool, yeah.
Well, obviously, I was covering NBA, and man, long story short, I was in the Golden State Warriors in Chase Center, right? They were playing against the Memphis Grizzlies for the playoffs,
Awesome.
Once the game finished, I walked back to the tunnel after I chatting with my friends and all that stuff, and then walked back to the tunnel. He is this big giant standing in front, talking to his brother actually, just at the tunnel after the game. So the funny thing is with the Golden State Warriors, their Chase Center, they don't have a guest press conference room. So basically they had a blind with basically just blind into a little square room for the Grizzlies playing in the Chase Center. They will have them sitting there doing their press conference. So everybody walking past there or in the players' tunnel have to keep extremely quiet. They have to whisper. So that was the situation. The conference was going on at the time, and he was talking to his brother, and then I came along because I never really met him in person until that point. So I just like, oh, sorry to interrupt. Steven, my name is Davy. I'm from New Zealand. He was like, oh, dude, you're the one that interviewed me. He remembers me because I
What?
interviewed
No
him
way.
on the because I
That's
interviewed
awesome.
him on one of the post-game press conference, and then he was like, dude, I know you. He was like, you do? Okay, cool.
That's awesome.
Davey,
Yeah, but
that's so
I-
cool,
That's
man.
beautiful.
What a cool
Well,
encounter.
Yeah, it was, and I didn't want to drag along too long because he was talking to his brother, and then he
Yeah,
actually
don't ruin it. Get in and get out.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do, but then he actually stayed to his brother. So I'll catch you guys later, and then he started turning around talking to me.
What?
Yeah, and then because obviously I think because he feel like I'm in New Zealand, from New Zealand, and he just like treating me like another human being, just like, hey, another Kiwi in America, that's amazing.
He's got some
Like,
meat pies.
yeah. I think for me as well, every single time I see the Kiwi in America, I get to meet them, and I always feel the buzz, and I always feel like it makes me a little bit homesick, and also familiar with the person that I'm speaking to because we're all from New Zealand, right?
Sure.
So
It's that connection. It's that familiarity that you have that thing in common that immediately starts that bond. Like we were talking about earlier in the week in the podcast.
Love that.
Absolutely. So, like I mentioned before, because they don't have a press conference for the guest team, and we were whispering for 10 minutes about just random things about players' toe, like just random life in general stuff. It's really random. And he asked me about my story, and I asked him about random things, and he talked about his shoe deals, he talked about his toe, and he talked about other players as well, which is quite cool. Just a little stories, and you just feel like you're speaking to a big brother. He's actually younger than me, but he's giant, right? Like he's speaking with a big giant, like a larger than life character. But he's super friendly individual, and he doesn't have any ego, and he's a millionaire, right? He's a multi-millionaire, but he doesn't have that type of like a vibe. doesn't
Right.
have a multi-millionaire vibe. He's treating you like an individual. He speaks to you like mate from New Zealand, which
That's
is
awesome.
That's the best, finding guys like that who have made it and been really successful, but then don't have that ego and they're willing to just be themselves with you like a regular person. Like you said, that's really cool, man. What an experience to meet him.
I feel that way about Brett. I mean, the guy treats me just like I'm normal like him. You
The
know,
guy's
like,
a king, and he's
a king, and he doesn't talk down to me like I'm some sort of peasant.
Man, everyone knows if you're gonna butter me up, just send me queso or send me a Luca moment, and I'll pretty much do almost anything. So I'm just saying.
Oh,
anything except whatever Treaticus just thought of me.
Good call. Good call. Yeah. Good recovery.
What would Davy say? And I immediately went and clarified. So,
dude. On that note, I think that's a great segue.
I got things I'll show you.
Moments, boys,
yeah,
because
these moments.
We give Treaticus any more air, we're gonna get somewhere we don't want to be. Boys, we got some really cool ones today. Excited to go through these three with y'all.
I'm excited too because I felt like last time we did moment by moment, I got ganged up on. I was targeted by you sons of bitches. When Samuel D was on, Davy,
that will happen.
They all voted against me, and so I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you today.
Man.
There's no pressure on voting. Don't listen. Brett and Treaticus are about to get some sort of high horse. Like, you listen to me, I'm the right one.
I'm not going to say anything.
You or you at home that watching, pick with your heart and just whatever you like and you feel. Don't listen to these bullies.
I'm telling you guys, I'm not losing like that again. You know, it's like the Tim Tebow speech.
Davey, you already know, but we're gonna go through the three moments, and at the end we'll do a round robin. We're gonna pick our favorite moment of the episode. So,
first moment, we got Collin Sexton. King Brett, what do you got on Collin Sexton, buddy?
Woo! Like this guy, 18K mint count here, 864 moments for sale, just over 3,200 locked up. There's still 724 moments still in packs out there, 66 locker room moments, and 75 burned so far. Pretty crazy.
Wow.
We got a $2 low ask at the current moment, but one of my favorite things, top sell, $2,700 is the number one sell for this moment.
Get out of here. No way.
This thing is pumped. For this hometown Marietta, Georgia boy, Collin Sexton. He was picked the 8th pick, first round of the 2018 draft. And we're going to break this moment down. But in this game, he had 40 minutes, 26 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals.
Nice.
Kid can play. You mentioned 8th round pick from Alabama, but showing the real hustling show. I love the steal and ripped Harrison Barnes from behind and then took it off and finished it with a little show, 2-handed slam.
Yeah. I'm going to add a new segment in the game if you guys don't mind. So Collin Sexton, overrated just at his place or underrated?
Collin Sexton.
Now we're starting some controversy.
Yeah, that's a good question. They were getting those early picks there. The Cavs were, and they traded Kyrie away to get acquire the rights to this pick to get him. So there was a lot of pressure already on him. He's pretty good though. Dude can ball.
I'm going to say a little bit underrated. I like him a lot. I like his game a lot. This is an excellent moment. Nice steal. I like the little bit of flash he gives there before the dunk. But yeah, I've seen this guy play a lot, and I can't remember thinking anything real negative about his game. You know,
we just don't get it. Sorry, Treat, go ahead.
No, he's just good. He's a really good NBA player. So I would guess I'm saying a little underrated.
I don't feel that we've gotten a fair shot to watch him too much down here. I don't have League Pass and whatnot, and the Cleveland games, and now with the Jazz, just don't get a ton of national coverage on him. The games I have seen, I mean, he's balled out and can flat score for his size. I would probably say just right to answer your question, but prefacing with I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I would go almost the same. I think there was a lot of pressure on him coming in, so everyone had super high expectations. So I think a lot of people think when he first came in, he was a little overrated. But seeing him play over the last 5-6 years, like I think he's kind of right where he is. He's a solid player, and he has the potential to be a little bit better, but he's definitely no slouch. That's for sure. So, what are your thoughts, Davey?
I think he's in the right place.
Yeah.
Because he's drafted quite high. Well, to me, it's quite high at 8.
Sure, 8th pick.
But he's a very solid individual at his position, and especially for his height. He's not that tall, but he's a very decent player at his height. So
represent the short guys.
He's taller than me, so.
Well, everyone's taller than me. I'm 5'10" and a half. I claim 5'11", but I round up.
He played at Alabama for Avery Johnson in that 1 year, and was the highest draft pick from Alabama since your boy Antonio McDyess.
McDyess.
Until the recent Brandon Miller that we talked about earlier in the week on the podcast with Davy, because he's been recently drafted by the Hornets. But Alabama producing some products here recently. But Collin Sexton, really cool moment for Hustlin Show Series 2.
Nice.
It's a good moment.
Yeah, definitely.
They that moment's got good better curation than a lot of the Hustlin Show 2 moments have had. I feel like we got the whole picture there on that one.
I agree. We got one coming up.
We got the next one. We got some star-studded moments today. Our next one is going to be Damian Lillard. Let's check this out.
Represent
our boy Dame time.
Dame time doesn't want to be in Portland anymore. Time.
But you know, I think, well, in my opinion, I think he did all he can in Portland, and time to move on.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I feel kind of sad for Portland fans, but you know, he got to do what he got to do. He's been a super loyal guy all the way through since he got drafted, and he stick with the team even though everybody else has got traded. And
Rookie of the year, 2012, Davey? I mean, he's been there 11 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
And also, you know, when people was writing them off, saying that Blazers not going to be good every single year, but every single year they made it into the playoffs when he's healthy, right?
Yeah.
We praise Dirk here in Dallas because he played in Dallas for 21 seasons, but there's so much out there that if Dirk and the Mavericks wouldn't have won the championship in 2011 and secured his legacy here, that he definitely would have been looking at other places to try to go win that championship. But because he finally got that, then that secured him to be able to stay here that long. But 11 years is so long to be in one place and not have gotten there. And you know, he's been building really cool stuff. He's an incredible player.
Especially his very patience as well. He's been giving the you know, he's been giving the benefit of the doubt for the organization to trust the organization to put in the pieces to put into a position of getting into playoffs and win. And don't get me wrong, CJ McCollum is a great player, but I think if it wasn't playing with Bam early on, he probably wouldn't get to where he is in terms of the player to excel to where he is right now.
Yeah, to be able to learn and play.
I get it. I feel the same way with C&C. You know, I'm hoping that they'll bring in some pieces around me. If not, I mean, team fold is you know.
So this Damian Lillard moment, 18K mint count, 619 for sale, 3,454 locks. Sorry, I had to cut Treat off. I knew he was going to kick me out. This tripped me out. This moment has 1,017 still in packs.
Wow.
over
Man.
1,000 of these still in packs, 27 in the locker room, and 111 of these burned.
Wow.
So far. Right now, you can pick it up for only $2. That's a lot better than the top sell of $3,499, $1 shy of 3,500. Woo!
Unbelievable.
It
I
is
do
Dame
love-
Dollar.
Yeah, right.
Dame Dollar.
Oakland, California guy. He was the 6th pick, first round of 2012. So a guy, again, been in the league for quite a while, like we were talking about. This game, 42 minutes, 36 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, including this one here. I know we talked about the guy, but let's talk about this moment here.
Yeah.
That's a sweet lob. Great pass to Derek Jones Jr., who can just flat jump. You complimented the cut on the last moment, Treat. I wish that there was more on the front side of this one. I don't see the hustle part. If Dame stole it or got it somehow creatively, I'd love to see that because it's a great pass for the show and the finish. But I don't really see much hustle here. But we had Austin on earlier, Davey, in the series, and he talked about how at this point in Series 2 that there were a couple that they may have just, kind of forced into certain sets. And this kind of feels like one. It's a great player. Hey, he's going to be a good key piece. But I don't feel that there's a hustle here. Am I wrong?
No,
No, you're not. I totally
right.
agree. And
Totally.
I that was my initial thought when I see the moment. I felt like they might have a list of individual player they want to put into the set, but there's no good moment that they can put in. They kind of forced it a little bit and just put it into that moment. You can make an argument of, okay, this is a show moment, but I mean, it's a Derrick Jones dunk. Like,
And that was
right?
a 2000. That was a recent S4 realization of them picking either team hustle or team show because they realized how tough it was to find both of them combined, I guess.
Absolutely.
Well, maybe Dame Dollar didn't hustle a lot during this season, so they didn't have anything to choose from. Like,
That's
this is
a
the best
reference. If you don't know, Damian Lillard is a semi-successful rapper named Dame Dollar on the side. Gets him.
Well, technically, I think if there is a Hall of Fame for NBA rappers, he will be one.
I think so.
Not a ton
that's
of
an
competition
interesting
there.
conversation.
Not a ton of competition.
Okay, my question, real quick. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you guys off, but
go.
my question: who is a better rapper, Shaquille O'Neal or Dame Dollar?
Oh,
haven't spent a ton of time listening to either. So,
oh, come on,
Shaquille O'Neal.
Unfortunately, I have. I don't.
Shaquille, he had that famous rap about Kobe.
Oh my God.
If you're listening, I'm gonna go Dame Dollar. But if you're watching the rap too, Shaquille every single time because he's doing his thing.
His performance.
He's like me. He's a hands guy. Hands
he
are
does
always
feel the vibe, especially when he's DJing and behind the tables and whatnot. I've definitely seen Shaq get lit. But I like your other question, Davey, of overrated, just right, or underrated for Lillard. Man, it's hard to say overrated for me. I mean, dude is a flat stud and been in that smaller market team, but I mean, he could flat score. He's 75th anniversary team, 7-time All-Star. Guy can flat play.
Yeah, 100%. My follow-up question is, when it's all said and done, will he be in the NBA Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
probably.
I think if he goes to a new team and he puts it up and he shows like, hey, it doesn't matter where I am, I'm going to do my thing. No question, he is. If
We're
he goes
all
to
obsessed with championships.
I don't think he's.
So if that happens, it secures it.
I think he's in for sure. I think he's in. I mean, in this generation of players, he's just been elite for so long. You can't think about the NBA in the last 5 years or more. 6 years without thinking he's one of the elite, not just guards, but one of the elite players in the league, in my opinion.
Agree.
I agree.
At 6'2", just getting buckets from everywhere.
Short guy.
Yep.
Boys, let's move to another one.
So that's the weakest moment we've looked at so far in our moment by moment history.
Stop trying to persuade people already.
Yeah, stop steering the audience.
Well, I don't want to know. You guys probably had conversations before this to try to,
I want to see both hands. Make sure you're not subtexting Davy on the side or anything like that.
I know.
Hands up, everybody.
I'm using my phone. I can't see any text. I'm using my phone.
Hands free, baby. Hands free.
Well, I do like to dabble in the politics, but
I mean,
that's a different podcast.
Yeah, that's on South 5, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Overrated. What?
Wait, can you say that name?
Watch the moment.
I want Samuel D to correct it if it was wrong.
The double block. What do you got, King Brett, before we get off into it?
No, I'm not going to say it. All right. Milwaukee Bucks, love him. This was a challenge reward moment. So there's only 7,106 of these out there. Also a champion badge moment. Shout out Badge County. You got to love this one. 197 of these for sale. 8 of these burned so far. There's 3,101 locked up. So almost half of all these moments are locked. There are 0 in packs. There are 0 in the locker room. It's got a $20 low ask right now with a top sell of the day, 7,105 smackaroons on this bad boy right here. It's sick.
That's insane.
Hometown Athens, Greece. He was the 15th pick of the first round in 2013.
What a steal.
What a steal.
This game, 33 minutes, 33 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 blocks. Woo!
Amazing to me that over 7,000 people completed this challenge. In Series 4, what was it, around 1,000 or so completed there was one for Marcus Smart and one for LeBron that each finished below 2,000 completions.
Yeah, different series, different market in those times.
That's interesting.
That's for demand.
Yeah.
The rewards are based on completions there. But, man, the double block, so sick. Drummond tries to bring it in there, who actually has a little bit of size, and Giannis says no. And he's falling back and out of the play. But then little guy tries to come back in there, and Giannis says, no, don't come back in here in my house. Get that out of here.
I love how he almost jumps over the other guy in front of him to get the second block, too. Like, it's great.
Yeah.
He almost
Bobby Portis.
Portis, you're not going to get this? I'll get it.
Yeah. Hey, is that Sexton that he blocks on the second one?
I don't think so. I think Sexton's number 3.
Look for the hair. No,
but I could be wrong.
I recognize that hair.
Because
we're all staring at the moment.
Because that would be interesting, right? Is this the first time we would have a moment by moment where the guys in both? Maybe
it would be probably. I can't think of another instance right off the top.
Interesting, yeah.
So another interesting fact: Giannis was not a citizen when he was about to be drafted. 2 months right before the 2013 draft, he was not allowed to leave the country of Greece because he did not have citizenship until 2 months before he got that. And ended up getting dual citizenship a couple years later with his Nigerian heritage. But at the time, when they were looking at him in Greece, he couldn't leave the country. Pretty wild.
It is wild that men draw these lines on maps and tell you can't leave. I mean, come on, people. Let's get past all these.
Treaticus's political podcast.
Oh, you can't leave the country.
I can't leave the country of Texas. It's in the bylaw.
Oh my God!
But championship
that you took from Mexico.
Championship badged moment. That's super cool. Double block. That's super cool.
Very cool.
Dude, let's face it. If I was blocking someone to jump once and get a block, I'm done. I need a break. Like he's like double block in the NBA. There's got to be very few of those even out there.
that's where the hustle comes in my opinion, because he's definitely done after that first block. Like I said, he takes himself almost out of the play and then hustles back in there to get that one. So you could argue the show is the 2 blocks, that it has it a little bit of both there.
I love his leg almost goes over his head. It's so great.
Man, he's one of the 100%. He's one of the hardest working individual in the NBA for sure. If you compare the photo of when he got drafted, how skinny he was, until now, you don't get like that just by sitting around, just by simply shooting basketball. You know, you have to put in work to your body to make it like that. And I think Jordan did a similar thing, right? Because he got bumped by the Detroit Pistons so much, and then he decided to bulk up in '91, and then look at him. He finally overcame, and then he got immediately. Well, if you compare the picture between him back in '95 and him in '91 and the '90s, it's different, right? Giannis similar, right?
Yeah, that's a good. That's so true. And go ahead, Brett. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna ask because we're saying a lot of nice things about him. Underrated or overrated, or right where he needs to be?
In terms of his drafting position, in my opinion, he's underrated, obviously. But currently, he's right where he's at. He's MVP. He's still playing like an MVP level, if that makes sense.
What? But the playoffs this year.
They were a bit of a letdown, but he got injured, and they kind of slow played him coming back because they felt overconfident. Definitely, I think they got caught off guard.
That's a good point. That's
in that round. He was out 2 games, and they thought they were going to be able to just get through the first round without him, and didn't bring him back right away. And then got down 3-1 and couldn't get it back.
Yeah, I guess I shouldn't be talking about teams with the color green that underestimate undrafted players.
On the underrated, overrated question, I would say either just right. If not, on the underrated side, I know we were talking about Dame in the last moment, and then that brought up Dirk of people staying in the same spot. Giannis got drafted in 2013, and we're 10 years in, and he's still in Milwaukee. Again, he secures that championship and MVP season in 2021. He's got no reason to leave. He could stay there and retire a buck, and he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. He's a stud. He's got his championship
for sure.
And I do like the Bucks. I mean, they got my boy Bobby Portis there, but they also, when I was a kid, man, Sidney Moncrief, Sir Sid, who was a hero of mine growing up, amazing college player for the University of Arkansas, right out of Little Rock, Arkansas, and I love Sir Sid. So I do like the Bucks as a franchise, and Giannis is better because they got Portis. So I think it's more about Portis in this moment. He let Giannis block twice. He's like double block.
I know you have big time biases with the Arkansas, but Portis is a flat stud and a great teammate and a guy that knows his role and can do multiple things. J. Rue Holiday, Chris Middleton, they're surrounded Giannis with guys like that don't have an ego and they're willing to do what takes to get it done.
Can't help but
all learn from each other. Like that's what us players are the ones that are teaching and learning from each other, and then they grow and make this amazing team.
Yeah. And also, don't forget one thing: Bobby Portis have a great jab.
He does. He does have a great jab. What did they fire?
I'm going to forget about that.
Davy's over here throwing punches at the screen over here.
Did they fire their coach or did not? Did they? The Bucks.
Mike.
I
don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. No.
Anything's possible, though.
You're asking too many questions, having us look. We need an assistant to look stuff up while we're on the show.
I think Spence. Let's ask Spence if he can be our assistant. We don't want him
Spence,
on camera.
Look this up.
He's got tiny hands, and it's awkward. So I don't want him on camera.
Hey, doesn't matter how big or small, you can always tap that app. Speaking of tapping things, let's go to the voting here today of these 3 great moments that we have. We got, just to remind you, we got Collin Sexton, we got Damian Lillard, and then we got Giannis. I'm not going to pronounce it because Sammy's going to message me saying I said it wrong later.
He's so judgy.
It is. We're going to save you for the end, Davy. Let's go with 3-ball today.
Yeah.
Moment of that.
I got a good collection today. I really liked the one we started with. I thought Collin Sexton's was really cool, has the full steel and the nice finish. I would like to choose that one and probably leaned that way before we started recording. But after watching them all again, the Giannis one, championship badge, 2 blocks, has the hustle, has some flair, MVP, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo. I like it. We got one for the green over here.
I tell you, when we started this show, I had a lot more confidence in 3-ball's knowledge of the game. But as it goes on, I'm questioning if he's ever even played. And does he have a top shot collection? Does he have a top shot collection? I think inquiring minds want to know because there's no doubt the moment today is the Collin Sexton moment. It is hustle and show. It's what this is about. We got way too many Giannis blocking, dunking crap out there in the top shot streets. Collin Sexton, steal, dunk, perfect, excellent, good curation for Series 2. You can't go. It's the best moment we saw today, and there's no question. There's no debate. So thank you.
Great answer.
Anything else you want to say to sell it before we move on, Treat?
If you disagree with me, you're wrong.
Okay. Well, I'm going to consider that here.
There it is. King Brett.
Man, I like the badges. I like the championship, the challenge reward. I like green. I like the double block. But I'm not going there. I'm going to Collin Sexton, the full deal, transition, the dude putting it up, little underrated. I like it. It's just, if I'm watching the moments, that's one that I want to rewatch. So
suck up.
You're right.
Hey, I don't want to get kicked off. I got to stick around at least to the end of the year. So
Davy, tell us.
Davy, who's it going to be, man? There's no wrong choices.
Well, I know, but you know what? I mean, I'm only here temporarily, so I'm not really afraid to get kicked off. So I'm gonna say something different here.
Oh, he's going with Lillard. Watch him.
I mean, I'm always a sucker for double blocks. Yeah, I'm just have to go with double blocks, and I know how hard it is to do double blocks because I like to defend. I'm always trying to go for it. I don't care who you are. I'm trying to go for the blocks.
Nice.
Great. But don't get me wrong. Collin Sexton, he's a great player, and it was a great moment. It's definitely, it can be it's like a cornerstone of a hustle and show moment with stealing and finishing off. But yeah, I have to go for the Giannis double block as the number 1, and then Collin number 2, and then we got the Dame Dollar number 3. And it's a $10 moment. It's cool, but it just half go past.
Heck yeah, Davey.
Yeah.
Well,
dude, I love it. That's a tie. That means we're all winners today, guys. No one's a loser at all. So that's what I'm taking.
Oh, that's you're from that generation. Everybody gets a trophy. That's what's wrong with America.
No. I'm a believer in earning your trophies, but I also don't like losing. So in this scenario,
the cool thing is that
I have nothing to lose.
That's right.
I have nothing to lose. I'm not afraid of getting kicked off. I'm leaving after this anyway. So
okay, time out, guys. I didn't pick Collin Sexton just because I'm gonna get kicked off eventually of CNC. We all know it's inevitable. It's just win. So
there's only been a handful of people kicked out of CNC. That's the next episode.
That's gosh. How and why?
The next show, how to get kicked out of CNC.
Here's the list of people who will no longer be in here.
Please. Oh gosh.
with the tie, Brett. We need the audience to decide, buddy. We got a 2-2 tie.
If you're out there listening, watching, tweeting, you listen to it via Morse code, however it is, comment, reach out, add it on to the comments of our tweets. Let us know who you think. You be our tiebreaker. Who's right? 3-Ball and Davy or King Brett and Treaticus? We want to know. We want to know who you got. So reach out, retweet, comment. We want to hear from you.
Amen. Love it.
That's right.
Davey, thanks so much for being here, buddy. What a great episode, moment by moment. Fun hanging out and talking ball with you. It's always a good time.
Been a blast.
Dude, Davey, love it.
Thank
you all for being on Moment by Moment, episode 15, Hustlin Show, Series 2, baby. Thank you, Davey.
Great hanging out with you guys.